third Paddington movie, Paddington in Peru, is out in theaters now, February 2025. Is this movie any good? Let me tell you what I think coming up next. So the Paddington franchise now, maybe we should bemoan that, maybe not, has 3 movies long. And the first 2, especially the second, are much beloved pretty much by everybody I know and everybody in the wider world. So are they cashing in on a third movie? Or are they extending the cuteness and the aura and really the cinematic excellence of the first couple of movies here with this third movie in which the bear goes to Peru? And my opinion is, this is an okay movie, somewhat satisfactory, great for young children. I'm not sure that's going to satisfy most of you who love the second movie, and it's not that quality at all, but it is more of the same, and it has its flaws, which I'll get into, but it's an okay movie. If I have 6-year-olds, if I have 8-year-olds, 6-year-olds, I would take them to this movie. I think this is a good movie because we don't have enough of those kinds of movies. This is basically a G-rated movie. Even though it says PG, it's got a tiny bit of peril, enough to make it PG because the G rating is dead. This is a good movie for young kids, that sort of thing. Well, in the movie, Paddington is called or summoned by his Aunt Lucy, who's living in a convent in the mountains, jungles of Peru, where, Paddington has an origin point, as the opening of the movie tells us. He longs to go visit her, and the Brown family, well, they don't have much better to do than going along with Paddington and go on a vacation, so that's what they do. And we're off, basically 10 minutes in the movie, swapping out London. To my wife bemoaned this. She's like, the third movie's in Peru, not London. It removes the cuteness of London. Well, I guess you got to take the characters and putting them in a new scenario. So it's Peru. And I bet the Peruvian government's going to be really happy with this movie because it's a good tourism ad, period. Anyway, the Browns and Paddington go off to this remote convent where Olivia Colman plays the head nun, who's way too happy for various reasons. And she tells them that Aunt Lucy has run off into the jungle. So Paddington and the Brown family go off into the jungle where they take a boat captained by Antonio Banderas' Hunter Cabot character, a gold crazy but I guess okay, kind of schizophrenic, who takes them on a river journey upstream to go find Aunt Lucy. So the movie uses the flavors of an immigrant going back to his country of origin, trying to find his tribe or his people. But this movie does not really want anybody like me to come along and give it sort of a cultural analysis. I mean, it tries to very hard to avoid, and as you might imagine, any kind of political rancor that such a tale might behold, including the depiction of Peruvians or British people in Peru. So there you go. And I think what this ends up being and doing is, in the second and third acts, being more like a very light Indiana Jones movie. With Indiana Jones for 6-year-olds, including a boulder rolling down a hill chasing characters, including coming up against mysterious statues and trying to figure out how to interact with them, including trying to figure out lost treasure. And Paddington is doing the Spielberg trifecta. Trying to find your family of origin, your family history, trying to find lost treasure, trying to find ancient history. Basically, they're searching for El Dorado by the end of this movie, which is also obviously a classic destination for pretty much anybody who's a gold hunter, a conquistador, a pleasure seeker, and Indiana Jones. But this movie is not that intense, so it's not Indiana Jones. It has a couple of fun moments in it. I think the acting is a little bit over the top sometimes from Banderas. I'm not criticizing it, but I think the flavor is for very young children. And the Brown family, they really don't have anything to do here. They're window dressing. They're coming along as Paddington's family. Even the kids, they're just sitting over there to the side. I don't get any charisma from them at all. And so, in a way, that you know what the struggle is going to be. One, will Paddington find his Aunt Lucy? Is Aunt Lucy worth more than the gold that the Hunter Cabot character is, seeking? So is it money versus family? And two, will Paddington want to stay behind in Peru, where his roots are, or really want to go back to merry old England with the Brown family and remain with them? Where's his true identity at? And you're going to get a couple of those points answered for you with some sweet and tender morality in this movie by the end. Things remain. Paddington is cute as ever. Animation is better than ever here. Ben Winslow's a great voice for him. The film grammar here from the director, Douglas Wilson, who's done a bunch of music videos, I think, is pretty good. It kept me alert. When I was bored, frankly, with the story, I was watching how it was shot and was like, oh, there's some okay stuff here. It's pretty well done, etc., etc. So I find this movie to be okay. I was sitting in the theater by myself as a 45-year-old dude. That's not the forum for me, okay? I just must say that. And people gave me weird looks walking in by myself. I don't care, but this is not for this kind of person. But if I had young children, it is. So I'm gonna slightly overrate this, give this 3 stars, which means it's a good movie, sort of good. I'm not gonna rewatch it though. I think if this movie were intended for everybody or for people like me, it wouldn't be as good. So 2.5 to 3 stars, average movie, so slightly above average is what this is in my opinion. Now, what do you think of Paddington in Peru? Is this a good setting for him? How much is the Peruvian government going to benefit from this movie? I bet they see a spike in tourism from this movie if this is decently successful. Let us know in the comments what you think. And then, please subscribe to this channel for more great content and other honest reviews. Thanks and have a great day.